Good evening, everybody. My name is Carmi, and I'm challenging myself to redesign and draw all the My Little Pony characters from Generation 4 My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, including the background ponies. In my redesigns, I sometimes make drastic changes, not just from their appearance, but sometimes in their backstories or personalities. So if you're looking for someone who wants to draw ponies as close to their canon design as possible, this video may not be for you. In this video, I'll be drawing and sharing some of my own design interpretations of Aloe Vera, Angel Wings, Apple Flora, Apple Star, and Action Shot. Let's get started! Aloe Vera was one of the first iconic background ponies before characters like Derpy solidified themselves as the 𝔲𝔰𝔢𝔡 background ponies. Her sleek and refined look enraptured the early fandom alongside her color-flipped twin sibling, Lotus Blossom. It's speculated that these two were inspired by Generation 1 baby surprise twins and the floral-themed Rose and Lily from Generation 2, who are similarly color-flipped with the same pink and blue palette. Aloe Vera first appears in Season 1, Episode 20, Green Isn't Your Color, with her sister. Both of them work at Ponyville's day spa, but Aloe specializes in seaweed bath wraps. From what I can understand from my research, Lotus Blossom appears more often in episodes than Aloe Vera, so I like to think Aloe Vera is a little less experienced than her sister and serves as her assistant. For this design, I took inspiration from local corner store malls. The Ponyville Day Spa design looks like large Swedish day spas, but the naming Aloe Vera and Lotus Blossom reminded me of the posters that would be framed on the wall of the more local day spas my mother and grandmother would visit, so I based the design on that aesthetic instead. The sisters have the same exact cutie mark, so I let Lotus keep the Lotus design and changed Aloe Vera's cutie mark appropriately to an aloe vera plant. I made her coat sleek and shiny like a show horse and based her anatomy on the Marwari horse, a breed often characterized by their long, curved ears and glossy-looking coats. Angel Wings was an official OC created by 𝔲𝔰𝔢𝔓 through the Make-A-Wish Foundation and first appeared in Season 6, Episode 24, Top Bolt. OCs often make appearances in the show, and usually, at least for me, it's easy to spot because they typically have more fun designs than the average background pony. It got harder to spot near the end of the show's run since the character designers got more creative freedom to design more complicated background characters, but it was fun to spot OCs when I could. I didn't want to stray too far. Goddamn. Walker. It got harder to spot near the end of the show's run, since the character designers got more creative freedom to design more complicated background characters, but it was fun to spot OCs when I could. I didn't want to stray too far from the original design, but was heavily inspired by the name of this character, and decided to base this redesign on biblically accurate angels, namely seraphim, virtues, and thrones. Something about the color choices for this OC reminded me a lot of Magical Girls, so by the end of the process, it ended up looking way more cutesy than intended, but I don't mind. It sort of gives her this otherworldly appearance. Apple Flora is one of the Apple family's younger members and is often seen alongside a pony of the same age range named Candy Caramel Tooth, or Caramel, I don't know. They both first appear in Apple Family Reunion, but since I'm doing the ponies in alphabetical order, I'll just be focusing on Apple Flora for now. The same goes for Aloe Vera and Lotus Blossom. Sorry if that's a bit of a disappointment to you, just trying to stay organized. Between the two fillies, Candy Caramel Tooth appears to be the more rambunctious one, so I ran with that by making Apple Flora have a heavily contrasted personality. I think it'd be cute if they had vastly different personalities and still got along well. I think they'd both be outdoorsy, but in two different ways. While Candy Caramel Tooth likes to roughhouse and get in the dirt, Apple Flora would like to enjoy the smaller aspects of nature and listen serenely to the wind while sniffing flowers. I think her appreciation of nature would go along well with her cutie mark, which is an apple surrounded by soft pink cherry blossom petals. Flora seems to have a similar hair texture to Apple Bloom, so I gave her a curly updo and a sophisticated twirly tail with flowers and petals placed into it. I put flowers in her hair to show that she cares for her appearance a bit more than her cousin, but I showed that she's still down to play rough by giving her stray curls frizzing at the ends of her mane and puppy dog ears to add to the playful appearance. And for fun, I gave her tiny pink eyebrows that look like flower petals. Apple Star first appears in the Season 2 episode, A Friend Indeed, with the pony named Princess Auroria while singing out the window. I love getting a boring pony because that means I can really run off the hinges with the design and headcanons. The only descriptions we get of her are Apple Stars is a pretty pony who loves to spend time talking with her friends, and when some pony beats Granny Smith at an apple trivia contest, she must mean serious business. So, from this, we can conclude that Apple Star is pretty to look at, loves to talk, loves her friends, and is very smart. Now, this may sound a little crazy, but I'm gonna headcanon Apple Star as an alien. Okay, don't click off please. I know that sounds a little silly, but hear me out. Apple Star's color palette directly reminds me of the fruit of the same name, star apples. Star apples are a fruit native to Central and South America and are said to taste citrusy like lychee, grapes, and other tropical fruits, but have the same texture as an apple. I think it'd be fun if Apple Star were an out-of-touch friendly alien with the appearance of a pony, but almost none of the mannerisms of a pony. Since the Apple family has tons of food-based relatives, Apple Star would blend into the family without anyone really questioning where she came from, just thinking of her as a distant relative who acts a bit odd because she wasn't raised in Equestria. They probably think that means she's from a different kingdom when she mentions that, but she's really from a different planet. Apple Star is a pomologist, a scientist of fruit who likes to study fruit from different areas and planets. And since Ponyville particularly has a large culture rooted in one particular fruit, the apple, her sights were set on landing in sweet apple acres. I really ran with the star in the name, but I was having so much fun that I didn't really care. I added a few star motifs so that when she gets excited, they glow alongside her smooth gradient horn. So smooth in fact, that it feels a bit rubbery than an actual horn, but it practically functions the same. 𝔂𝔯𝔓, alternatively named 𝔲𝔯𝔱, first appears in Season 1 in the episode titled Green Isn't Your Color. She was one of the paparazzi ponies in a group known as the Shutterbugs that took pictures of Fluttershy while she was a model. She is described as someone who takes quick yet high-quality photos that amaze the general public. Her quick photo-taking skills served her well when 𝔄𝔯𝔢𝔡 was under attack by the changelings. There's a quote from the card game referencing this event that says, 𝔂𝔯𝔢𝔡 is new to the scene, but her haunting images of the changeling invasion were front-page material. From this, I think we can say that 𝔂𝔯𝔢𝔡 is the youngest of the Shutterbugs and is probably being mentored by one of the others in the group, most likely Big Shot, who also likes to take pictures of exciting events. By the time I got to 𝔂𝔯𝔢𝔡, I was growing a bit tired of drawing the same standing poses, so I used the same logic that I also use in my OC designing process, where I like to engage the character in a pose that fits their personality a bit more. 𝔂𝔯𝔢𝔡 is in this intense yet determined crouching stance to show the dedication she has to her craft, but also the fun she has doing it. Maybe out of the ponies in the Shutterbugs, 𝔂𝔯𝔢𝔡 is the one who's most likely to put themselves in a strenuous position to get the best shots. For her design, I gave her this sort of paperboy aesthetic, so I fluffed out the size of both her cap and her hair to give her more volume. I put band-aids on her legs to show that she probably gets hurt pretty often due to her intense photoshoot sessions, but pays no mind to the pain anyway. I put her tail in a tie so that she doesn't end up tripping on it when she's doing too much. I changed her cutie mark from a $sign to a camera with flashes. I think I would headcanon that she does indeed like money. The cutie mark wasn't doing too much for me or her personality. Thank you for joining me on this picnic! Next time, we'll be drawing Amber Laurel, Apple Munchies, Amethyst Maresbury, Apple Cobbler, and Apple Dumpling. Let me know which pony you like the best, and support me by subscribing and clicking the notification bell for updates on me and my work. Bye bye!